Hi there. Today I'll be showing you how to work in Ecomail templates. So we're going to be starting in the templates section, and we start by creating a new template. Now you want to give your template a name so you can tell it apart from other templates, and you click on Interactive Editor and click Continue. So now let me show you what pre-made templates can look like. You have access to over 150 templates that are pre-made just for you and therefore free to use. So you can just click the template you want to use. You can preview it so you know whether it's right for you or not. And then you can click on Use Template. Now there's also an option to create a custom template. That means that's made from zero to the final template. This allows you to create whatever you want with whatever features you might like. But if you're beginning with Ecomail, I would also recommend to just use one of the pre-made templates because that makes your work a little bit easier. So we're going to start with the template that we actually like. So let's take a look on what options you actually have within the template editor. You can basically work with the creative content that you have available. You can also pick a different structure for your templates. That means you can only have like one column, or you can have up to 4 columns to show, for example, your products. And you can also switch between the views of how the columns would be divided. And now let's take a look at the overall settings. Here you have an option to create invisible preheader, which is a good feature if you want to use, for example, a subject with a specific preheader, but you don't really want the text to be seen within the email itself. So here is where you can actually write a preheader text that won't be seen in the template itself. Then there's a lot of option for the email settings. You have the option, for example, to set the width of your email. We usually recommend to keep it around 600 pixels or up to 700 pixels, depending on the screen. Then you can set the basic color settings, and here you have the option to actually set different fonts. Here's where you can preset the combinations, so it's easier for you afterwards to just work with the preset settings. Now let's take a look at the content. And there's multiple different types of content you can work with. It's either the basic setting that you have available and you can always put that in your template, or you can also create or pick any of the pre-made content, which might be helping you with creating the template if you're beginning. And then there's option to save some blocks. So for example, if I really like this block, I can just save it and give it a name, 1, 2, 3. And now I have it available in my saved option, so I can just always pass it into the template. This is really great for your headers or footers, just to make sure that they're consistent throughout your emailing. So now let's take a look on the basic settings you can actually use in your template. Let's start with the text option. So every time you want to add text into your template, you can just click on the icon. This works for every of the icons, and you can just pass it into the template. Now this gives you the classic paragraph style, so you can just go ahead and choose whatever type of content you can use. As I said, you set this in the settings, so then you can just use whatever you like, and you can always adjust it according to your needs. This is just the classical text option, so this is all the text you're going to be using. It can also be links to your website. You can also add an image, which gives you the option to open your preloaded images, so you can just go ahead and upload. So now when you add your image, you can just click on it and it will be automatically added into your template. Now you can always move things around, so if you like them on the left, on the right, at the bottom, at the top, it's just very easy to move them around. And you can always just click on the add option and add something else. So for example, if you choose GIF, you just want to go with like an easygoing GIF. So this is just a really nice tool for you to use to add some interaction into the email. Now let's move on. You can also add a button to make your links more clickable and more interesting for the viewer to actually see where they're supposed to go. In the button, you just add the link that you actually want to use. Sizes, you can add different color. You can also change the radius, so you can have the button a bit different. And you always have the option to change the borders, the margins, and the padding of a certain block. Now, if we move on again, there's also an option to add a divider or a spacer, so we can see both of them next to each other. So the divider is just a simple line that allows you to divide, for example, different types of texts, while a spacer gives you a unbreakable space between a text or a picture, for example. So this can be used for adjusting the size of your template. Now, we also have an option to add socials, which would be this one. Here you have an option to add multiple networks, and you can also change the icons to fit your template the best. They're usually either colorful or just black and white. And furthermore, there's an option to add video. So if you have video on Vimeo or YouTube, you can just add the link and it will link the video right here. So just add the link and the video will pop right up. Now, it's really important to preview your template and make sure it's going to be looking good in desktop and mobile version. You can always hide features on mobile or desktop to make your template look a bit different for each device, but this is optional. It just depends on the way you want your design to look at certain devices. You can then go and just save and close the template and you're done. Have a great day and see you next time.